長、よもぎ隊長。
どうしたんだ、ユニ隊員。
凄まじい財宝を発見したであります。
何？財宝だと？
はい、これであります。
ほほう、これはリメンバー11とかいうゲーム。
Hello, Apric. How are you doing this absolutely wonderful day? Good. I was just playing Rents all day while ignoring the fact that I have an exam in 2 days. Oh, that's nice. I hope you enjoyed that. What about you? Pretty much the same. I mean, not exactly the same, but yeah, I've been avoiding my real-life responsibilities to play video games. Where was I before this? There was another thing. Oh right, what happened was I got both the endings where he got killed in the bathroom. Well, I guess now I won't take them to see, you know, just to get other endings. Going for 100%, it's gonna happen. Without a doubt. Oh, and also, I read a quick synopsis of Ever 17 so I could figure out that thing with Blackwinkle, Blickwinkle, I mean. And, I'm not really sure, like, I see how, it sort of, like, has something to do with that tip I saw about, like, the thing in the zero dimension or whatever, but I don't really see how it has much of an impact on the story itself. But maybe I'm just stupid. I'll apologize. Crap. That guy is clearly the object of Satoru's hatred and revenge plan, so maybe you could start with thinking why. Well, I'm not really sure why that's the case, actually. I don't remember why Satoru did this plan. Right, my choices don't matter. Oh my god. There are hints in the story, like Satoru saying the story began 11 years ago. That part becomes more clear when certain tips are unlocked. Oh? Satoru saying the story began 11 years ago. I don't remember that exactly. Oh, snowman.
泉さん。
刑法第37条。これによって生じた害が避けよう。ただしその程度を超えた行為は緊急避難で、自分が死にそうな時は相手を。
それとこれとは違うでしょ。みんなで助け合っていく。
綺麗事はやめてよね。
気にするなよ。
パイン味を。お、
To get to get the tips that clear up certain things, you have to unlock all tips 1 through 99.
ありがとう。
So the extra, like everything after that is just extra. That's nice. Oh, after that they unlock on their own. Okay, never mind.
パイン
By like having tips within tips or something.
大丈夫って？
Or perhaps having tips for getting tips.
どうして？ほら、酢豚のパイン。私、パイナップルは好きだよ。だって信じられる？しかも中華風ソースかかって。信じてた人の浮気現場見ちゃった。そう、まさしく。ねえ、ココロン。結婚しよっか。はあ？今、結婚しよう。いきなり何？そういうのはお互いの了承と。ココロンは。じゃあ、好きってこと。はい。これ、ちっか。もう、冗談にもほど。そっか。でも、仮に私とユニがそうとは知らないの？
Damn, that's clever. Uni said that thing about like, you want to get married in order to bring up the fact about the dual surname.
すごく失礼かもしれん。あなた以外に世界にもう一人ユニと。つまり、もしくは僕が仮にクローンだと気分になる。でも僕のクローンはそもそもまだクローン時代。この世界で 0. 数パー。そんな人とこんな雪山で一緒に遭難する可能性。それもそうよね。
Maybe it's also worth thinking about the prologue more. Remember that mysterious segment with the girl in the hospital? The one where she was like, I'm scared of myself, blah blah blah. The fact that's the only point where we see the thoughts of OG Satoru. Oh, really? Oh, damn.
だからそれじゃあ僕上に二人っきりでずっと
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
してるんじゃないかって。子供が何言ってるの？
I'm assuming that the person in the past was Inabushi, right? But like, I don't remember anything in particular that would have to do with why he set up this whole transference phenomenon.
私、ほとりちゃん。わかったわ。ほとりちゃん。怪我はない？怖かったのね。ほとりちゃんは無事だった？なんとか。
Why am I reading through this? I can just skip. Oh, what was that? I had the red dream. My consciousness was cut off there. Okay, there wasn't that much there. It was just kind of interesting, I guess.
待ってください。こんな吹雪の中。
止めるんじゃないわよ。
The appearance and context certainly matches, but it's never directly stated to be Inabushi, so it could be a red herring. Well, who else would it be? I don't know anyone else who has that similar, like, appearance. Black hair. Yeah, that's pretty much it, just the hair. And also the fact that she seems pretty insane.
じゃあな。
待ちなさいよ。私たちを見殺しにす。
お前が助けを呼ぶ。
そんなにかかるとは思う。
雪山ではな、たった一人の行動だけじゃない。お前みたいなバカなことを言う奴が一人だ。
そんなに目くじらと。
Blah blah blah.
前世で
その分、
荷物は。
いや、
どこへですか。
そんな泣きそうな顔する。
だって
墜落機の残骸のどこかにフライトレコーダーとかはもっとも無傷で残る。他にも食料や。
でも
I already have a lot of saves. I'm not going to save here.
ユキドくん。私よ。
その声は。
ええ、そう。どうかしたの？ユキドくん。ユキドくん。あら、停電。ユキドくん。血が出てるじゃない。すぐに手当て。待ってて。すぐに救。
So Kokoro thought she was running away from the killer, but in reality the killer was just, a separate consciousness inside her body. Or Satoru's body, I suppose. And they stabbed themselves. So she was just running away from nothing.
つまり人格
I don't know though. It's possible Hattori's body was also inhabited by a murderer. So who knows?
この手もそれと誰かわかりません。
Considering that you read up on Blickwinkle, remember the plot point where it unintentionally wipes Hokuto's memory? There's a protagonist here in Remember 11 with an awfully similar situation of amnesia as well. Do you mean Satoru? But I thought that was different. He had his memories transplanted. Unless that wasn't... Wait, maybe his memories weren't transplanted as a result of the original Satoru or Enomoto, but rather Blickwinkle, or someone like it. That would actually make a lot of sense, yeah. I mean, like, I was kind of wondering why they would need to create a separate consciousness in the first place. That would explain it. It wasn't intentional. And that was why Enomoto... Oh my god, how could I miss such an important detail actually? Enomoto didn't know that Satoru, like, lost his memory. Or rather, he was like, you know, frustrated that Satoru didn't remember the whole plan and stuff. The fact that the plan didn't work the way he thought it would means that there are a lot more possibilities that need to be considered. Remember, Satoru can't exist without Kokoro. There's another entity who should only have the knowledge Kokoro does as well. Do you mean like Winkle, right? Or something like it? Perhaps me, the player? Before getting into Satoru's perspective? What do you mean? Yeah, I think it should be. It should be the thing itself.
しょうがないな。
良いのか？冬川さんにはそれじゃ。
ええ。
な、
私は冬川。
え？
見損なったわ。そんなもう。変態。
おい、待ってくれよ。僕は何も。
頼むとか頼まない。
Damn, Uni's dodging it. Considering the fact that there's clearly a metafictional aspect going on here, the memory transplant could be a concept like that. Yeah, well, I think so. I don't know, I could be wrong about it, I guess. I can't really think of an explanation that would make more sense, to be honest. I said that I was not okay with rats, right? So... Oh yeah, this is different. Only slightly, so I'm not gonna go back just to see this. I'm not good with rats, is that so? Nothing can be done. And now we go to Uni instead? Is this what happens?
だから違う。さっき言ってた死体って。ネズミ。おはく僕気持ち悪くて。サトル？なんでもない。
Alpha must have been able to read those notes as well. I wonder what they thought when they saw it.
黙って話してくだ。急いで。ユニオン。はあ、待って。待って。行くんですよね。私も。
小屋に戻れ。戻れと言っても。
なんで。何戻る。朝。そ
god.
ダメふざけんじゃないどうぞ勝手に消さそれでそうな
あの
Alright, wonderful. My choices don't matter. If you take that concept of self slash Blickwinkle into consideration, it makes you wonder just what kind of influence it has here in Remember 11. Does it just affect Satoru's actions, or also the actions of other characters? I don't know, it might. It kinda did something like that in Ever 17, right?
墓を作ってみんなと
They were kind of just like able to control everything to a certain extent.
そんな言い方
If we look at small things like everyone choosing the same food as the player does in Kokoro's route, Kokoro wondering if some higher entity played the part in that. Oh yeah. Right, I didn't think of that. I assumed it was some like Schrodinger's cat thing, but that would make a lot more sense. So other actions that it could have an impact on. Which personality is inside of her right now? Is it... It can't be Hattori's, right? Because Hattori is inside Satoru's route, not this one. Perhaps Inabushi? Or the consciousness of the fetus? If we assume this entity has the ability to impact everyone and the entire world like that, it can also mess up Satoru's life in a way that makes him hate it, even if it is unintentional. Thinking like that would make it a lot easier to figure out why he hates it. I don't know. There are a lot of reasons why he could hate it. Perhaps the murders that happened in the hospital? Or the way that Inabushi thinks? Could it be that Inabushi's actions were also impacted by Blickwinkle? She doesn't actually have dissociative identity disorder. She was just controlled by Blickwinkle.
ごめん今ちょっと眉住さんに
And that's what made Satoru want to get revenge.
やだよどうしてあのおばさん
誰がおばさん
地獄に今のはだって
The thing is,
それなら
even if that were the case, what kind of revenge is this exactly?
じゃあしょうがないからトビリン
Like,
のお相手でもしてあげる
what kind of,
トビリンって言うな
what's kind of revenge, yeah, what's going on with self, like, what could possibly, what could this have done to hurt self in any way? Inabushi's words after the murder were, "Where is self?" So it isn't far-fetched to think it played a role. Yeah, I'm not sure
結
though.
構よ
Like, that's the only thing I can think of. But that's just because I don't really remember much about the beginning of the game.
僕の占いって結構本当ならお金取るけど
名前
ねえ手相
もう一回だけよ
やった
悪い結果だって
Also, what's going on
これ
here?
が占いの意味
いいからさ
金運がお金たまらないと
This is very important.
もっと私が喜ぶ
we get to learn about Maezumi's
いい
past.
わね。近いうちに昔の知り合いと再会するよ。
本当に？
The Toru?
それって誰？もしかしてサトル？
I want to listen to this. Yeah, exactly. That too.
ねえ、わかんないって。それならわかるように
There's
しなさい
literally
よ。
nobody else you know, Maizumi. The Toru is the only connection you have to any other character
そ
ever.
の昔の知り合い。親しいって結構って
しょうがないじゃん。そういう
Of course.
もんなんだから。
もっとこう
Fortune telling can't ever be direct.
恋人と
だからわ。ただ、
What kind of revenge could impact an entity that exists outside their world and concept of time itself? Blinkwinkle was drawn to the world of Ever 17 and put its own efforts to save the characters and trick itself because it was invested in the story. So couldn't Self have a similar feeling toward the world of Remember 11? Well, yeah, it could. I'm guessing I'm playing as Self right now, in fact, in a way. But what kind of punishment is that supposed to be? In that case, what would hurt the most? Or what would annoy the player the most? Getting a bad ending? Oh, I see now. All of the endings are bad endings. Yeah, no, I don't know.
どう？僕の
全然失神
The infinity loop can't be escaped. The player can't get a satisfying conclusion. Is that really it? It's the fact that the mystery will never be solved. This story is not an end because the truth is not revealed. Even in the true ending, you don't get the truth revealed. That would be the only way to get a zero-dimensional entity that doesn't exist on the same plane as the characters. Yeah, that's right. But even so, you know, I'm solving the mystery right now. I need to look things up and have Apric explain everything to me, but even so, I'm doing it. So Yukito was trying to create a situation in which Self was invested in the story of these characters, and then it ended without it being able to figure out the mystery, thus trapping it in an infinite loop. Is that it? I'm guessing this would work better in 2004 because information wasn't as readily available on the internet then too. That makes sense. That means Self wouldn't just be able to look up the answer.
犬伏恵子はあまりにも下手だ。彼女のわからないから調べてみたいと思
Oh
います。
damn, isn't the game literally saying this?
そんなひどいことがで
The
き
fact that, like, she's not necessarily a bad person, she was just controlled.
なら
はい。
さて
私も
とそれじゃあ無理するな。
平気です。
ありがとう。助か眉住も湯川さん
ユニ。あ、とにかく
Oh yeah, I changed my message here.
俺とだからそれじゃあな。俺は
Yep, that's what I said. Okay, this changes nothing.
心多分今心今年は2000だけど心のいるせ疑うんなら
God damn it, Satoru, why'd you have to lie? This is worth it.
こう
I
な
don't
る
want to fix it.
分解ダメよ。分解して治ったため
Alright, never mind.
じゃあ
My choices don't matter.
諦めでも聞きたそんなことどうせもう壊れてるあ電池
Mate. What do you mean? Alright, yeah. 2011.
そのまま
だけど
平気です薪は
そうか。
There's also one other thing I kind of thought about on my days off from the game. It was just like when inside of Inubushi's body, right, in Sophia, I was just like not exactly sure which personality was in them at which time. I thought that, like, at first, in Satoru's route, he always sees Hattori, the one who almost died on the mountain, and in Kokoro's route, she always sees Inubushi. That was mostly just because of the way they acted, but that wouldn't really make sense because of the order of the transfers. Kokoro started out in the mountain shelter, and so did Hattori's personality, and unless there were extra switches after that, they should have both swapped to Sophia at the same time. So therefore, Satoru should have been with Inubushi, with Inubushi's consciousness. Oh wait, did I just eat? Oh, am I gonna die? Yeah, probably. So that would mean that the consciousness inside of the fetus was also there, while the consciousness of the other fetus was there, which would make a lot more sense. Thing is, that would mean that Inubushi was pretending to be Hattori, and Hattori is unable to speak. Not saying that that doesn't make sense, it's just that it's not what I was thinking before. But the more I think about it, the more that explanation does make a lot more sense than what I previously thought.
トビリンって寝言で喧嘩してるし 私は助かりたい。
何よ。前から思ってできてんの？
いくらなんて。
うるさい。二人でグルになっ。
眉泉よ、君がそんな態度を前にも言った雪山ではたったもしも君が個人を脅しじゃないルールだ。
ふざけんな。あんたが一番危ないじゃね。
やめ、喧嘩は。やめて。ダメだってば。ここで怪我したら
邪魔なんだよか。ユニのせいで食料が。
Their difference. I'm guessing that's because I chose not to stop her physically.
だがな、命がかかっ。
Okay, am I dead? I should be because I ate food, right? No, I'm alive.
内海さん、戻るなら。
Oh, this.
何まだそっちがその気ならあなたには目。
邪魔。サトルと喧嘩。
そのく。
ええ。
そう。
サトルと。
いいえ、なんでもない。さ、いつまでもこんなところ。何？
内海さんは。
していたわ。
A dark room, occasions where other personalities appear, but there's no two ways about it. God, I just want to get a bad ending already.
小屋にも。まさか。そんな。
僕は
I'll do it.
よもぎさん。
いや同じ状。
輸入当たり前。それじゃあ食事。
分かった。
Okay, so now I should get the suicide ending. I am quite curious how that looks from Satoru's perspective. Who knows, maybe I'll die even earlier actually. I should have saved now that I think about it. Hang on, let me save from this point. I honestly don't remember which one's the right answer. I think it was the right one. Right is always right, right? No, it's not. Crap. Okay. From Satoru's. Oh yeah, there is also something else I figured out while we're like, you know, doing all this stuff, trying to find different ways to murder ourselves. Oh, and also this is happening apparently. It's the identity of the killer of Alpha. Now, I don't actually know for sure who did it. I'm just pretty much guessing based on like things that like I picked up on. I think it was the original Yukido. Yukido used the space-time transfer machine to put himself inside of the consciousness of the fetus. And then every time he transferred with Satoru's body, he decided to do some stuff in order to, you know, kill himself or kill Enomoto or whatever. The reason why that would be possible is because he can literally transfer anything through time and space. So the laws of like any normal amount of like any normal like reasoning wouldn't really apply, would it? Now, the fact that one of the fetuses is the consciousness of Yukido makes me think that the other fetus is also has the consciousness of Yukido. And that might be a bit far-fetched that they're both being controlled by the same person at the same time. But like really, I don't know, it's not the weirdest thing, I don't think. It would make sense with time travel. Oh, and also Satoru is dead. Zeroth dimension. Worst possible ending. So yeah, sorry for getting interrupted by this. If Yukido is controlling one of the fetuses, it makes me think that he's also controlling the other. That's not necessarily the case. In the first place, both of those could be controlled by different people. It's possible that one of them is being controlled by Yukido and the other one by Enomoto. Or perhaps they're both being controlled by Enomoto. Or perhaps they're being controlled by someone completely different, like Uni. Or even Kokoro. It's possible. However, I think that Yukido seems to be the most likely possibility. Just because of the fact that Yukido is the one that we know the least about. Yukido certainly seems like it would be the most likely, like, it seems like the most narratively dramatic one as well, to be the killer. Like, what a plot twist that would be, wouldn't it? So just for that reason, I feel like it's more likely that he was behind everything than Enomoto was. Self doesn't have any limits like time, so information transfer between Kokoro and Satoru happens seamlessly. Oh, that's right. That's why they wouldn't notice that, like, you know, there's a bunch of gaps in between the transfers, right? Those are really neat touches. I really like thinking about little stuff like that in games like these. Well, that's just great. So, there are a few reasons why I think that Yukido is the killer, rather than anyone else. The first one is probably the strongest reason. You see, Yukido was the person who originally dated Mayazumi. And for you to actually enjoy being around her means you would have to be a psychopath. That's the strongest reason. However, there are also a couple other reasons. Another one is just the fact that, and the person who is controlling, or was, you know, a part of the fetus's consciousness, was the person who murdered Enomoto. And if that person was Enomoto, I don't think that he would really want to murder himself. Now, to be fair, this isn't actually Enomoto, like, the person standing in front of us is Enomoto's consciousness, but it's not his original body. However, since Yukido was apparently the mastermind behind this whole thing, he would probably still know that that's not actually him, and so there would be no risk of him killing himself in the future. If Enomoto really was the one who killed this body over here, even if he thought he was actually killing Satoru, because this is Satoru's original body, he would realize while he's inside of Matrix Man's body at that point, oh yeah, this is the part where I transfer into Satoru's body and I killed myself. I should probably run out of the facility as fast as possible. This plan is not worth sacrificing my life for. But he doesn't do that. The reason for that is because Enomoto wasn't actually the one who killed them. However, it's important to note that that's not necessarily true. It's possible that Enomoto actually was willing to kill himself. And that's why, like, that's why it's not really, like, a hard piece of evidence. It's just me, like, intuitively thinking that that's the case, I suppose. Another reason is just the way that people who supposedly know that Yukido is the killer, or they know who the killer is. If the killer really was Enomoto or someone else, I feel like the way they talk about them would change, you know? When Satoru asks Enomoto that one time who the killer is, Enomoto says even if I were to tell you, it would just confuse you further. If the killer was actually Enomoto's consciousness, yeah, it would probably be confusing, because Enomoto was like in the third location or whatever. But wouldn't it make more sense that the most confusing possible answer would be that Yukido himself was the killer? I would be confused as hell. Absolutely. And then at the end of the game, in the epilogue, when Satoru and Yuni are talking, they both seem to know who the killer is. And they decide to say who the killer is off screen so the player doesn't see it. Isn't that great? And when they do see it, when they do say it, like, they're saying it as though it's like some really big mystery. So for them to say, oh yeah, it's Enomoto, you know, the most suspicious one out of us, all of us here, realistically, that just would be less climactic, you know? It wouldn't be as narratively satisfying in my opinion. Wait, did I pick the wrong one again? Crap. Another pretty big reason why Yukido is probably the killer is kind of because of what Averick was saying before, actually. Yukido's plan is apparently to take revenge on Self. I picked both options, what are you talking about? To have revenge on Self, causing Enomoto's death, causing all of those bad endings to happen. Those are ways that he could keep Self inside of an infinite. Because, you know, bad endings are the most unsatisfying ones ever, right? Yukido being in full control of that is the reason why he was able to torture Self for as long as possible. So, what am I supposed to do exactly? I thought I already survived. Walk away from the building? Stop? Left side.
今の
Not that nice. None of these people are in reality the killer. Am I not going to have a choice? No, she's still watching.
またこれ今度
ダメだよ この子を止めて
I think I figured out really how this whole murder thing works. The one thing that for some reason I wasn't able to think of is just the fact that at any point Yukido or Enomoto could have put their consciousness inside of the fetuses' minds, right? But the fact that it is clearly possible, and I'm pretty sure that is what happens, although I could be wrong. The only thing left to figure out is why in the hell would they do that, and why would they cause all of this mayhem to happen? I suppose torturing self is one reason to do that, but couldn't they have done it without getting all of these innocent people involved? And more importantly, we don't know much about Yukido or Enomoto, and they seem like psychopaths to me, so I guess they might be willing to put all these innocent people in danger. But what about Uni? Uni doesn't seem like the kind of person to do that. One solution is just the fact that they want to save all of those people in the mountain shelter. I suppose that would make sense. Maizumi was, Yukido's girlfriend, right? Or ex, I suppose. Kokoro... Well, just Kokoro, Yamogi, and, Uni were just innocent people. And of course they didn't deserve to die. That's yet another reason to save them. But the people in Sophia didn't really need saving. Inubushi didn't seem like she was going to kill people, right? If Inubushi really is the personality that was in frickin' Satoru's route, right? So if she wasn't going to kill people, then all of those murders happened as a result of Yukido's actions. Causing those murders to happen, the only reason I can think of is that they want to create mysteries for self in order to torture it, in order to make it continually get stuck in an infinite loop. However, the bad endings weren't necessary for that to happen. They could have created endings where as many people survived as possible, but they didn't. I wonder if Yukido was the one who ate the food as well. Not the Satoru we know, the one who was controlling the fetus. felt like my decision would have mattered anyway. She would have eaten it regardless. Is this the place with the helicopter?
なんだって急
リだよ。見つかり歩け。置いていける。みんな一緒。絶対に。
Let's leave him.
置いていきま。
そうよ。人間なんて。
そう置いていくしか。
よもぎさん、
少し
あの、
もうだ。ヘリと合流できれば行こう。
はい。
Damn, they really do just ditch him.
ヘリ。ねえ、どこ行った？
どこかにちゃんと探すん。諦め。
If I recall correctly, there are multiple endings of you dying in the snowfield. So, are each of those endings different for Satoru as well? I really hope not, because then I'll have to replay it a bunch more than I should. Death before reaching Crash Site, died without returning. Roaming around Crash Site? Are there 4 endings? Not 3? Well, damn. Alright, let's see Satoru. Let's see what Satoru thinks of that. Thinks of dying.
Ah,
いいよ。
ほとり、俺は単に殺したいと言っただけで。
なんだ、殺されるんなら悟にって思う。まあいいや。じゃあ。
いや、遠慮しとく
Why
よ。
is the background black and white? Did I miss something?
どうしてもダメだ。
だったらやでもせっかく冬川心のと
どういう。
どういうそのまんまだって冬川ここれだよ。
なんでお前が
見つけたマットレスの下に
人の部屋。
池の
当たり前だ。
ってことはサトルって本当にあそこにかか捉えようによって
ああ、
だったら
I wonder if as a result of these decisions, we won't be able to get that scene with the candy.
しっかりしろ。自分をしっかり自分を作ることならお前リ
なんなの一体こんな時にいい加減。私はサトルのふりをする。私は
As for this woman, Hattori, how was she able to survive outside in the blizzard for all this time? That was one of the main reasons why I wasn't even sure if they were transferring while playing through Satoru's route. And even though I accepted the fact that it did, I still didn't understand why she could still be alive. That's when I realized they could probably have just given her heating pads or something. By they, I mean Yukido or Adamatsu. They gave her heating pads in order to keep her warm even during the blizzard, and they administered some kind of drug that would cause her to never gain consciousness. That was the way that they were able to make sure she survived in the mountain shelter, but still acted as a relay point for Inabushi, Hattori, and the other fetus's consciousness to be able to switch. Of course, when I say heating pads and administering a drug, I don't know if that's the case for sure. It's possible they just told her, alright, don't wake up, mate. This is very important. Don't wake up. And that was pretty much the end of it. But I think it's more likely that they physically forced her to not be able to.
しい。11も同じく。これでわかっ。犬伏恵子という。殺しても。
ダメ、彼女だけは。
そう、最後まで。
違う、あんたは。
勘違い。
そうだ。
What do you mean show no sympathy? Being sympathetic means not murdering that girl.
その話 DID 心神喪失状態も。私はただだからは
違う、仮にあんた。
うるさい。うるさい。あいつ死ぬべきなんだ。死ぬべき。死ぬべきだ。そう言え。死ぬべき。言いなさい。言いなさい。言えって言って。
Didn't I already die as a Kokoro? I mean, then will I be able to jump back? Like, where specifically should I go to? I'll go back to Satoru's ending. I'll get the Kokoro version of, like, the getting stabbed ending later. Getting stabbed ending. Ugh, but this is gonna take a while. Okay, never mind. I'll just go to Kokoro's version. Over here, day 5. One thing that I really like about this game, that I think is better than pretty much every other game made by Kotaro Chikoshi, is just the way that the mysteries are structured. There are some mysteries that aren't, like, explained in the game. However, the ones that are like, you know, they're really well paced. They're the kind of mysteries that, like, you know, they're not too difficult to figure out, but they're also, like, you know, the kind of things that you're most likely not going to be able to figure out at first either. And also, unlike most of the other games, namely, like, Virtue's Last Reward and Ever 17, like, this game doesn't have all of the mysteries just revealed at the very end. You know, it actually has a lot of mysteries revealed progressively throughout the story. And even when the mystery isn't revealed, they at least give possible solutions to some of them to get your mind thinking. You know what I'm saying? 999 did this too, but I don't know, overall the mysteries, like, the mysteries weren't as important in that game, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because your main priority in that game was more escaping rather than actually, like, figuring out what's going on. In this game it's different though. Saving everyone kind of does mean figuring out the mystery in a way. Oh, I'm stupid. I don't switch back after this. I forgot about that. Well, I'm going to transfer in the end, aren't I? I'm going to transfer later. Normally, the entire location transfers to Akakura Island. However, in this case, because Satoru isn't alive, we're probably going to be dead along with him as well, right? and this is kind of unrelated to the game again, but like on the topic of mysteries, one thing that I really didn't like about Virtue's Last Rewards mysteries is just the fact that also Ever 17 in a way, but I don't know, it felt more acceptable in that game. It was the fact that um it was the fact that the mysteries were pretty much impossible to figure out, but they were also impossible to find a solution to. You know what I mean? Like, yes, it was technically possible for you to figure out the entire mystery at like the very beginning, but no reasonable person would be able to do that. Like, come on. More than that, though, if you're not able to figure out the solution, you pretty much can't even figure out a substitution to the solution. Like, take one of the mysteries in this game, for example. The mystery of who the murderer is. It turns out the murderer is the consciousness of Alpha, the person who is inside of the fetus's mind, right? Whoever that may be. I think it's Yukito, but I could be wrong again. However, so like even when you don't figure that out, there's a perfectly good substitution to that answer. You could just say Inabushi was the killer. She's already killed people before, so it must be her. And even though that answer isn't correct, it at least means that, like, you don't have to keep worrying about the mystery forever. It means that, like, you can go on and think about other stuff, because even if that solution might be a bit far-fetched, it's at least a solution. I think that you would understand what I mean with Virtue's Last Reward and Ever 17. Some of the puzzles in that game, some of the mysteries, like, you couldn't even come up with a solution. Not the right solution, not the wrong solution, just nothing. And that's why it just made me personally not even care about the mysteries in that game, just because it wasn't really worth thinking about. And even if I did care more about it, I feel like there are other people who would, like, just keep on trying to solve the mystery and just would never be able to. That's quite unfortunate in my opinion. Oh damn, I got the bad ending. How do I survive this again? There was a very specific set of things I needed to do. Whatever, I'll just figure it out. Unless it's impossible to do while Satoru's body is dead. That could be something to consider. Keep going once. Crap. I picked the wrong thing by accident. Actually, didn't I accidentally pick the wrong decision on that exact decision before? Even after I was explaining exactly, like, how, like, why that would be a bad choice. There it is. She finds the corpse. Now what happens?
コート
Good times. What the hell? Fuck. I skipped over it. Alright, I'll have to replay that then, I guess. I'm really sorry about that. Now I have to go over the stuff I literally just went through for no reason. I should have paid more attention. Overall, I think I remember 11 really is the best out of all of Wataru Chikoshi's games. 999 being a close second. I'm really glad that I got to play this game. And I think that I enjoyed it way more because I was streaming. Because of all you wondrous people in chat. It was a bit annoying to have to play by a schedule though. Although it was kind of my choice to do that. Hang on, how come I'm able to see the beach? If Satoru is dead, then shouldn't the transfer work like normal transfer works? Where if my consciousness is transferred into a dead body, I'm also dead? How come this one is different? Alright, maybe it wasn't worth going back and doing this again just to get that ending. That was really anticlimactic. How come I didn't get the ending where Kokoro commits suicide? I feel like that's pretty important. I thought that the only thing you had to do was make it so Kokoro was in charge of the food. But I did that, didn't I? Alright, well whatever. I guess I'll get the other endings with Satoru. Wait, did I die? Yeah, no, you're not surviving this one. Okay, this is the same as before though.
もう抜いて
Yeah, no. Haven't seen any of this. I mean, I have seen all of this before. Okay, one more try. And let me guess, this will also make me die. Alright, that's great. Alright, it's time for real. Actually, now that I think about it, I was really lucky for getting all the right answers first try. If, like, even one mistake makes you die. I tried choosing the wrong dates here. Crap. The former is the time I discovered, on the other hand, core aren't the only times that bother me. Mate, you're stupid. What are you even trying to prove? To be fair though, it makes sense that someone would choose the wrong option there. Because it would be kind of boring for someone to just scroll through the mountain of text to find out which time led to what specific event. Still though, Satoru's reasoning to justify it is kind of flawed. Okay, so now your solution is just that you went crazy. That's the same solution you came up with if I were to choose Satoru. Same as before. I'm going to load the previous save file because I don't want to watch the credits again. Let's just watch to make sure this is the same. Even if it were the same with me skipping through it like that, I might not be able to tell.
お前は誰だ
Right, whatever. Not important enough. If I choose one correct and one wrong, what happens? What happens? Alright, that's interesting. The text is slightly different, but it's still the same conclusion, it looks like. Yeah, same for this, I think. Right. How come that third personality only exists for 33 minutes? Alright, I think there's only one more. Mate, you're so dumb. Satoru just gives up. Oh my god. Satoru. You figured everything out up until that point. You figured out everything up until that point. Oh my god. And then, like, after that, that's probably the stupidest conclusion, to be honest. It makes more sense for him to assume he was the killer than to think that there were 4 exchange points. Alright, I believe I'm in the true ending now. I think that's good enough for now. I don't need to see it again after all. What does it look like in the shortcut? Oh, these are still cut off. That could actually be problematic, now that I think about it. Okay, never mind. It might actually be necessary to get the true ending in order to get... Or, no. No, it's not actually. In the first place, I don't get any new endings by getting the true ending again, right? I just avoid getting the bad ending I've already gotten. But that's not very useful. I've gotten 21 out of 33. That's not as much as I would have liked. I'm missing quite a bit. Utsumi on a rampage, Satoru's stabbed, and Yukido's plans failure, and Satoru freezes, and stabbed to death in the bathroom, and B. Where's the end A for that? Utsumi's plans, execution, fail, or end. Killed by mysterious shadow, end. Toru murdered in the bathroom, end B. How come there's one called stabbed to death in the bathroom and another called Satoru murdered in the bathroom? Why are these different? Oh, perhaps they're called NB because... Oh yeah, because there's a A version from Kokoro's perspective. Okay, that makes sense. Then do all of these have a parallel? A good ending? And the Satoru good ending? Is there a parallel to all of these endings? I guess that doesn't make sense since there's an odd number. Satoru murdered in the bathroom and A. Satoru murdered in bathroom and B. Yeah, these are parallel actually. Third one I don't have over here. But I do have this one, killed by mysterious shadow, and I'm not exactly sure when I get killed by it though. Don't remember. It's in Satoru's ending, right? So let's just go from there. Let's go from day 3, I suppose. Basketball. It's called dying.
どうしてそん
そういうもん
じゃあ
ネズミだって命ってものは
正義の日っていうかさ、
そりゃでも
つまりじゃあ魚と殺し私がだからそもそもかわいそうだね。
Oh, and also, when he asks, are you the one who made the rat sick? That's not true. It was Alpha. Or perhaps the other personality that controls Inubushi's body? Notice how I hesitated when I said Inubushi, because I'm not sure if that was her body. Yeah. No. Right, how do I get murdered? I wanna get murdered by the mysterious shadow, I suppose.
あなたは
何がいい？とにかく座ったら切らしちゃってもう残ってなかっただから
Drink it. I also want to see what happened in this ending. At the mercy of something greater than I, my lost soul wandered aimlessly through an empty world. What happened to the 4 people at the shelter cabin after that? From the newspaper dated July 4, 2011, the headline, 3 decomposed male and female found on Mount Akakura, had appeared. Said it said their bodies were discovered on January, along with those other passengers. Enomoto? Could they be calling him Enomoto because he's inside of Blondie's body? Is that it? Or is he somehow time traveling? I don't see how. Other than the transference phenomenon, there shouldn't be any time travel in this game. Not with your consciousness, at least. Do you seriously mean that?
そうこだ。やっぱ女同士が
まだ君が管理すると決まったわけ。 に
それはよもぎさんの歌。
What do you mean, Kokoro? That makes no
はい。
sense.
よもぎさんはさらに加えてみんなの食料にまで
それほど苦ではないが、
それに眉住彼女にも責任ある仕事をしてもらった方がなんというか連帯感が出る。心は信じるよ。
分かった。
分かったわ。あなたたちの健康状態心配しない。
大丈夫よ。
I'm over here, but why do you care about me?
どうして？
This happened before as well. In that other ending, where Satoru was dead but we still transferred to the beach area. I don't understand this either. Yeah, this is exactly the same. Okay, let's not get murdered. Still didn't get that ending where Satoru gets killed by the mysterious shadow.
それあなた18秒つまりそうい
違う。俺の中ではうまく言えない。俺は必ず彼を助けそうすれば。だから多分俺は1年前の赤倉だけだ。だから純一君のことも彼から直接聞いた。ゆうべ彼はこう予定日8月だということは
で
だから
わけのあなた
それはこっちの今のあなたは頼むから元
私は何にも知らないくせにあなたに何純一はあなたはその上っ面の事実だ。一人のとある少年が殺された。純一がどんな子供だったのか知らない。
Back here. Alright, well now what do I do? What ending should I go for now? Wait, you're saying Inabushi was just pretending to be calm while looking over that dead body? Jeez. Damn. She literally just transferred into her own body, sees the dead body, and just acts completely normal. That's wondrous. Most of Satoru's deaths happen in Sophia. Kokoro has a healthy blend of both, but I don't think there's a single one where Satoru actually actively kills himself while in the mountain. Oh, sweet. I could just be imagining things, but while we were fast forwarding through that,
転移か
I think I saw the girl's hand moving. Well, it looks like her hand moving wasn't rigid mortis. She was actually moving in real time. So she was not only alive, but whether consciously or unconsciously, she was somehow moving her hand. That's interesting. Alright, I'm just gonna quickly kill myself in this ending. I need to get the bad ending in order to restart and, I don't know, go back to day 2, perhaps? Day 2 as Satoru. I need to figure out where he gets killed by that mysterious shadow. because the refrigerator was the last option I picked, I didn't actually need to, like, pick that option, and it wasn't grayed out because the game chose that option for me.
あらごめん、ゆうべ最後に会った時は
That would have been solved by making it so that the last decision was a one-choice answer, but it also would have made it more annoying to have to choose it. I never considered that possibility. That could be like an actual good reason to make it so that you have a selection of choices with only one possible choice,
だからご飯
like in Ever 17.
でもまだ何
ああじゃあ
できれば俺が起きたのはやっぱり第一食
じゃあトーストとベーコンエンドスープはどうするそんなに食べられないわ
Yeah, she said the same thing even if I chose lunch.
スープ
I thought so.
パンプキンスープ得意なのよ
ちょっとそれだけはお願いだから
どうして
俺なんだかネトネトして見た目もさ
へえ
俺に言わせれば
Satoru's personality was all shaped by the way that Kokoro conceived him. So this irrational fear of pumpkins was also just shaped by Kokoro. Damn.
じゃあ内海さんは
適度な量の疲労回復体内の老廃物ミルクはどう
なあ
はいどうゆきどくんは
6時半
6時半
眠りが深くその分
なるほど聞いたでしょ
薬それって
ほら
なあリン人の反応は時と場その場にいる人間の数が自分これら3通りの状況に合う心理学のお前だって
だから
今この部屋には片方が声を上げれば
そうかし私はそれがねえお腹ペコ
ああ、ちょっと
そうかはい
それじゃあ一番元気。
ちょっと待ちなさい
僕は早いもん元気のいいこれや
嘘つく
というと
こういった非常時には体力のない子供や女性が優先されるのが
What
常
you
識で
saying?
しょ
It's the opposite.
だから体力のないあ
まあそういう
Yeah,
まあ子供が
So
いるから
stupid.
女性
日本
Okay, I
憲法
misunderstood.
第
I thought she said
14
women
すべて国民は
were prioritized
法の
over
下に平等であ
children.
って
はいはーい。
ありがとうございます
うん。さてと、勇気度
え
なんだよ
女性だから。
私だって女性よ
あれ
Oh yeah, I forgot that I was a woman actually. I honestly forgot. I thought I was still Satoru. I mean, technically I am, but you know what I mean.
ああ 何話してた？
Even though I chose the option go to Uni's room, I've apparently already seen this scene before. Seen this scene. It's great. Whatever. Whoa. Oh, I see. It's because I'm pressing control. Okay. You still go to Inubushi's room no matter what. I see how it is. Whether you go to Uni or Inubushi's room first is just what that previous choice was. Oh, we get to consent. I wonder what happens now.
やったね。実はね、バスタブだから、今さら嫌だなんてちゃんとうなずいた。あ、それともなんか変なことでも想像しちゃった。やだ、もう、サトル。
Thank God I didn't choose this the first time. Alright, no, it's okay. We still have the candy scene later on.
きしょ
Different. Never mind, this is the same. I am surprised at how much of a difference that choice made, though. Even if it wasn't all that much extra content, it was still, like, really drastically different dialogue. Oh, by the way, the person getting his pinky sucked there wasn't actually Kokoro, it was the other Yukido, or the personality inside of the fetus. Which may not be Yukido, I just think it's Yukido. Oh, this. This was probably the choice that gets me killed, right? I'm gonna save. I don't trust myself to pick the right option. By right, I mean the one that will get me killed. Nice, nice. I got the right option. The one that gets me killed. Alright, nice, nice, nice. I wonder if I'm gonna get a bad ending because I tried to hold it in. Oh my god. Okay, is it just going to repeat? Am I just not allowed to hold it in? Will it just keep making random excuses to make me... Yeah, okay, my choices don't matter. That's wonderful. I mean, it is actually good, because it's unhealthy to hold it in, but regardless. A tulip.
丸書いてメロン味をお
Crap, I didn't see it. I didn't actually see the death. Alright, that's great. Now I have to replay that. This isn't even the first time this has happened. Alright, I don't have to go back too far though, at least. Warn my Izumi, and then next time I transfer I die. Right? Okay, let's check how many endings I've gotten now. 23 out of 33. Satoru stabbed to death after a transfer. Genocide of the Sophia residents. 23. Alright, nice. Now what's 24 supposed to be? And what's number 5 supposed to be for Kokoro? Satoru freezes is 25. Number 6 is Incident at Sophia. Those don't match though. Incident at Sophia isn't the same as freezing to death, is it? Stabbed to death in bathroom and A. Stabbed to death. Satoru murdered in... No, that's something else. Stabbed to death in bathroom and B. Number 27. I haven't gotten Annihilation and Mayuzumi too. That's the one where Kokoro kills herself, right? Then a couple others. Death before reaching the crash site. Question mark. Died without returning. Alright. You know what? I still have a lot of endings that I need to get. And I also would like to read through the tips. Speaking of which, where are the tips? They're not here. I need to actually play the game to find them. That's so great. So I'm thinking that I'm going to end the game here. Before that, I'll check the tips. Still missing quite a few, but I've gotten most of them. No, actually, I've gotten all of them. I've gotten all of them I need to get. Except for 99. Crap. I was specifically told I need to get numbers 1 through 99. And I got everything except for 99. That's great. Alright. Well, yeah. That's probably going to take me a while. And I'd like for the next stream to, you know, be more than 2 hours, hopefully. So if I start doing more stuff now, and I don't finish, then the next stream's probably going to be shorter. Therefore, most logical to end it now. And hopefully the next stream will be the last. Alright, thank you everyone for watching, and yeah, I'll be back probably. See you.